Wolgang. Prikopil, born on the 14th of May 1962, was an Austrian communications technician of Czech origin. He was born to Karl and Waltraud Prikopil in Vienna, and was a single child. His father was a cognac salesman and his mother was a shoe saleswoman. Prikopil worked at Siemens for a time as a communications technician. Natasha Maria Kampusch, born the 17th of February 1988. Natalie Kampusch was raised by her mother, Brigitte, surnamed her father, Ludwig Koch, in Vienna, Austria. Kampusch's family included 2 adult sisters and 5 nieces and nephews. Surnamed Koch separated while Kampusch was still a child and divorced after her abduction. Kampusch spent time with both of them, and had returned to her mother's home from a holiday with Koch the day before her kidnapping. At the time of her abduction, she was a student at the Braunschweig Primary School. The 10-year-old Kampusch left her family's residence in Vienna's Donaustadt district on the morning of the 2nd of March 1998, but failed to arrive at school or come home. During the 8 years of her captivity, Kampusch was held in a small cellar underneath Prikopil's garage. The entrance was concealed behind a cupboard. It had a door made of concrete and was reinforced with steel. The room had no windows and was soundproof. For the first 6 months of her captivity, Kampusch was not allowed to leave the chamber at any time, and for several years of her captivity, she was not allowed to leave the tiny space at night. Afterwards, she spent increasing amounts of time upstairs in the rest of the house, but each night was sent back to the chamber to sleep, as well as while Prikopil was at work. In later years, she was seen outside in the garden alone. After her 18th birthday, she was allowed to leave the house with Prikopil, but her kidnapper threatened to kill her if she made any noise. He later took her on a skiing trip to a resort near Vienna for a few hours. She initially denied that they had made the trip, but eventually admitted that it was true, although she said that she had no chance to escape during that time. A large portion of Kampusch's time upstairs was spent doing housework for Prikopil and cooking for him. Prikopil gave her books, so she educated herself. She did not feel that she had missed anything during her imprisonment, but she noted, "I spared myself many things. I did not start smoking or drinking, and I did not hang out in bad company," but she also said, it was a place to despair. She was given a television and radio to pass the time, although she was initially only allowed to watch taped programs and listen to foreign radio stations so that she would not be aware of the publicized search for her. Prikopil would beat her so badly that she could hardly walk. Prikopil would starve her to make her physically weak and unable to escape. Kampusch was also raped by Prikopil. Prikopil had warned Kampusch that the doors and windows of the house were booby-trapped with high explosives. A 12-year-old witness reported having seen her being dragged into a white minibus by 2 men, although Kampusch did not report a second man being present. A massive police effort followed, in which 776 minivans were examined, including that of her kidnapper Prikopil, who lived about half an hour from Vienna by car in the lower Austrian town of Strashofen der Norden near Gonserndorf. He stated that he was alone at home on the morning of the kidnapping, and the police were satisfied with his explanation that he was using the minibus to transport rubber from the construction of his home. Speculations arose of child pornography rings or organ theft, leading officials to also investigate possible links to the crimes of French serial killer Michel Fourniret. Kampusch had carried her passport with her when she left, as she had been on a family trip to Hungary a few days before, so the police extended the search abroad. Accusations against Kampusch's family complicated the issue even more. The 18-year-old Kampusch escaped from Prikopil's house on the 23rd of August 2006. At 12:53 p.m., she was cleaning and vacuuming her kidnapper's automobile in the garden when Prikopil got a call on his mobile phone. Because of the vacuum's loud noise, he walked away to take the call. Kampusch left the vacuum cleaner running and ran away, unseen by Prikopil, who completed the phone call without any sign of being disturbed or distracted. Kampusch ran for some 200 meters through neighboring gardens and a street, jumping fences, and asking passers-by to call the police, but they paid her no attention. After about 5 minutes, she knocked on the window of a 71-year-old neighbor known as Inga T, saying, "I am Natasha Kampusch." The neighbor called the police, who arrived at 1:04 p.m. Later, Kampusch was taken to the police station in the town of Duchvagram. Kampusch was identified by a scar on her body, by her passport, which was found in the room where she had been held, and by DNA tests. She was in good physical health, although she looked pale and shaken and weighed only 48 kilograms. In her official statement, Kampusch said, "I don't want and will not answer any questions about personal or intimate details." After Kampusch's escape, police investigated whether Prikopil had an accomplice, but they eventually determined that he acted alone. Kampusch sympathized with her captor in the documentary Natasha Kampusch, 3096 Days in Captivity. She said, "I feel more and more sorry for him, he's a poor soul." Evidence recovery was complicated, as Prikopil's only computer was a 1980s Commodore 64, which is incompatible with modern-day data recovery programs. Before Kampusch escaped, Prikopil was trying to procure false papers as a Czech citizen to begin a new life with Kampusch. Prikopil knew that the police were after him, so he killed himself by jumping in front of a train near the Wien North station in Vienna. He had apparently planned to commit suicide, rather than be caught, having told Kampusch they would not catch him alive. According to police, she cried inconsolably when she was told that he was dead, and she lit a candle for him at the morgue. She has, however, referred to her captor as a criminal. Kampusch now owns the house in which she was imprisoned, saying, "I know it's grotesque, I must now pay for electricity, water, and taxes on a house I never wanted to live in." It was reported that she claimed the house from Prikopil's estate because she wanted to protect it from vandals and being torn down. She also noted that she has visited it since her escape. In January 2010, Kampusch said she had retained the house because it was such a big part of her formative years, also stating that she would fill in the cellar if it is ever sold, adamant that it will never become a macabre museum to her lost adolescence.